He already knows. As Jesus lowers himself onto the cushions at a low wooden table, he knows the hand reaching for the same bread as his own belongs to the man who will betray him. He knows the arrest and the cross are hours away. Still, he sits down to eat. In a few minutes, this same man will kneel with a basin of water and wash the feet of the very disciple who will hand him over to soldiers before the night is through. Knowing exactly what is coming, he chooses to serve first, not to run. This is the Last Supper, and almost nothing about it happened by accident. The room, the meal, the bread, and the cup, all of it was planned by a man who knew how the night would end. This is the story of what Jesus knew and why he never turned back. Days earlier, Jesus told 2 disciples to go into the city, where they would meet a man carrying a jar of water, an unusual sight since that task usually fell to women. They were to follow him, and he would lead them to the room already chosen. The man led them up an outside stairway to a large room already furnished, cushions in place, lamps set out, as though someone had been expecting them, exactly as Mark chapter 14 describes it. Jesus arranged this in advance. He walked toward it on purpose. This meal was the Passover, the feast remembering how God delivered his people from slavery in Egypt. Jesus said he had earnestly desired to eat it with them before he suffered. He was not dreading the days ahead. He was preparing his friends for what deliverance meant now. The disciples arrive and take their places, reclining on cushions the way friends shared meals in that world. There is laughter, familiar voices, the comfort of a routine shared for 3 years. None of them yet suspect how much their teacher knows about how this evening ends. Then, mid-meal, Jesus does something no one expects. John tells us he knew the Father had placed everything into his hands, that he had come from God and was returning to God. And knowing his own authority, he gets up from the table anyway. He removes his outer robe, wraps a towel around his waist, and pours water into a basin. One by one, he kneels and washes his disciples' feet, a task so lowly even servants refused it. The Creator of the universe kneels to wash dust from his friends' feet. When he comes to Peter, Peter pulls his feet back. "Lord, you will never wash my feet," he says. Jesus tells him that unless he washes him, Peter has no share with him. Peter, always the one who feels things most strongly, asks for his hands and head too. When he finishes, Jesus puts his robe back on and asks a simple question. "Do you understand what I have done for you?" If their Lord and teacher wash their feet, he says, they should wash one another's too. He shows them what love with full knowledge looks like. The meal continues, and Jesus takes a piece of bread. He gives thanks, breaks it, and hands pieces to his disciples. Luke chapter 22, verse 19 records him saying, "This is my body, given for you. Do this in remembrance of me." After supper, he takes the cup. "This cup," he says, "is the new covenant in my blood, poured out for you." The Passover cup that once pointed back to freedom from Egypt now points forward to a freedom that will cost him everything, and he already knows the price. But the warmth of the table is about to break. Jesus grows troubled in spirit and says plainly, "One of you will betray me." The room goes quiet, then erupts, each disciple turning to the others, asking one after another, "Lord, is it I?" Most of them do not yet know who it is, but Jesus does, and has for a long time. He dips a piece of bread and hands it to Judas, quietly marking him as the one, while the rest keep searching each other's faces for an answer. Judas takes the bread, and something shifts in his face. He rises without a word and walks out through the doorway. John, who was there, remembers one small detail that says everything. And it was night. Back at the table, the mood is heavy. Peter declares he is ready to follow Jesus anywhere, even to prison, even to death. He has no idea yet how the night will actually test him. Jesus answers gently but honestly in words Luke chapter 22 preserves. "Simon, Simon, Satan has asked to sift you like wheat, but I have prayed your faith will not fail." Before the rooster crows, he says, "You will deny 3 times that you know me." As the meal winds down, Jesus turns to comforting them. "Do not let your hearts be troubled," he says. "In my Father's house are many rooms, and I am going to prepare a place for you." He speaks of leaving not as loss, but as making a home ready for those he loves. He tells them he is the true vine and they are the branches. Apart from him they can do nothing, but remaining in him they bear much fruit. He promises a helper, the Holy Spirit, who will be with them after he is gone, so they need never be alone. Before the night is over, Jesus lifts his eyes toward heaven and prays not only for himself but for the disciples before him and for everyone who would ever believe because of their witness. That includes anyone watching this now, prayed for before the garden. Look back at everything that happened at that table. The arranged room, the towel and basin, the bread and the cup, the betrayer exposed, the friend warned in advance. Every bit of it came from a man who knew the full cost ahead and chose love anyway. That is the Last Supper. Not a tragedy Jesus stumbled into, but a table he walked toward with open eyes. So anyone who feels unworthy, afraid, or certain to fail like Peter can still have a seat in his story. Share this and subscribe to Beyond the Cross.